ritrovermi solata. E dove sei seduto, riso verso. Hello, my name is Ellie Dean, and I am singing Mimi with San Diego Opera, and this is my debut this year. Mimi is our favorite tragic heroine who dies at the end of La Boheme.
I'm Preeti Gandhi, and this is about my 7th or 8th production here at San Diego Opera. I can't remember exactly how many now, but it's my first lead role with my home company. And I'm singing the character of Musetta, who is a flirt and gets to scream and laugh and fight with Marcello and kiss Marcello and carry Mimi up the stairs at the end of the opera. I get to do a lot during this opera. She's a wonderful character.
Okay. I think Boheme is about friends. I mean,
Absolutely.
It's about friendship and about, for people who aren't familiar with the story, Rent was based on La Boheme. Mm-hmm. So it's about, these people who really have nothing, but they actually experience everything there is about living, about life. And it's in its most simple form.
Absolutely. And not only just in its most simple form, but they're poor, they're artists, and when you go through times like that with friends, it creates very strong bonds. Very strong bonds that I think carry over the normal bounds of friendship, because you starve together, they're cold together, they're struggling to survive together.
Mm-hmm. And even suffer through loss. I mean, when Mimi dies, and you just see how
they become
so
family.
Close. Puccini's fantastic. I mean, you can hum most of the melodies without even realizing that you know them.
Absolutely.
In advance. And also, it's short, which is great. It's only 2.5 hours. So
Probably
it's actually
one of the shortest.
It's a great
operas
first
out there.
opera for people who may not have seen opera before.
And like you said, they can hum all the melodies. I think Boheme is probably the opera that is used most in the world in TVs and movies, movies, commercials. People who don't know opera, they know the tunes to Boheme without even realizing it.
Well, for me, of course there are nerves because, Mimi is maybe the quintessential soprano heroine. So, in history, all of the great sopranos have their own take on the role. So it's up to me not only to put my own spin on it, but also, respect what has been done in the past stylistically and vocally and try to make her as fresh and new as possible. And as far as the replacement goes, I wish her the best. I hope that she's doing better. This isn't my first step in, so at least I've done it a couple times. So it's not as nerve-wracking as it could be. But of course, there's a little, healthy edge to it, just to, make sure that I step it up a notch.
This is my first time singing the role of Musetta, and my first time really being a bona fide soprano. So for me, there's a little bit of nerves associated with that, but I feel so lucky because most of this cast, with the exception of Ellie and myself, have sung their roles before, so it gives us a really solid space to play, to discover our characters. There's a lot of give and take in rehearsals, and I feel very taken care of in rehearsals.
It's true. It's
with
very
this cast.
comfortable.
Very comfortable, a very safe place to explore. We do a lot of laughing.
Yes, and it's almost like a well-oiled machine already, just because they've all done it. So
right.
We can just get plugged in here and there. And
right.
It's not a cast that is full of ego either, so we can feel comfortable to try new things out and make mistakes here and
people aren't coming in saying, well, this is the way it's always done.
Right.
Even though they've done it umpteen times before. For example, Jeff was saying every time he comes in, the way he plays Marcello is a little different because it depends on what the other singers are bringing to the table.
Right.
So that's also a really wonderful aspect of finding out these characters.